Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Namah Pranavarthaya Shuddha Jnanekamoortaye Nirmalaya Prashantaya Dakshinamurtaye Namah. Today we'll read a shloka from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2. So, this is the 64th shloka. Ragadvesha viyuktaistu vishayanindriyaischaran atmavasyair vidheyatma prasadamathigacchati. With senses brought sufficiently under self-control, hence freed from the grip of attraction and repulsion, he who deals with world objects with self-restraint attains peace. With all this said, is there any cause for undue alarm? No, says Krishna. So in this shloka, Lord Krishna teaches us how to achieve peace that is within us. Raga and Dvesha, these are the two psychological aspects of the mind. Raga means attraction. It's not just attraction, it's that feeling of, oh, I cannot live without it, or oh, I cannot live without this person. That I don't know what to name it. It's really more. It's more than attraction and repulsion. It's the second, the another psychological aspect is no, I don't want that, I don't want that. When you say I don't want that, somehow we are attracting that, whatever you don't want also, we are attracting that in our life also. So these two aspects of the mind, attraction and repulsion. He who deals with world objects with self-restraint attains peace. So Krishna says, he enlightens and cautions the seekers, empowering them to grow inwardly and gain elegance and mastery in dealing with life. So how to move beyond this raga and dvesha? That is what he teaches us. Mind employs the senses, enabling them to perceive and interact with objects. Raga and dvesha, likes and dislikes, are two psychological urges the mind generates. So when you understand these aspects of the mind, when you understand these two characteristics of the mind, you don't encourage the mind to indulge in it. You're able to recognize it, catch it when the mind activates these tendencies. So that's why Krishna is helping us to understand this. To knowing this well, be watchful to sublimate them constantly, avoiding all possible slips and errors. What does that mean? This is what's called mindfulness. Now this is so popular here in US and everywhere else. Mindfulness. You're observing the mind. And this is one of the highest spiritual sadhana as well. This is called self-effort. Nobody else can do it for you. Only you can do it. To watch your mind and recognize these tendencies and just drop the story. Drop the story again and again. When it comes up with new stories, just drop it. Drop it. How do you drop it? Then we should have this understanding in order to drop it. What understanding? Understanding about the truth, understanding of who you are and who God is. When we talk about knowledge, spiritual knowledge, what does it mean? Spiritual knowledge. Knowledge means it's the understanding of that one thing that's ever present, omnipresent, omnipotent. It can do anything is possible for it, and it knows everything, even our deepest secrets. It knows everything. Omniscient. It's everywhere. So that one thing, that Satchidananda, that is the formless awareness. It's the real name of God. God doesn't have a form, but it can appear as 10,000 things. It can appear, formless awareness can take any shape, but it does not really become anything. This is the knowledge that we are talking about. We're not talking about intellectual knowledge or knowledge about science or anything like that. We are talking about spiritual knowledge. This basic understanding of the truth. So when we have this understanding, it's easy to drop the story. Mind would come up with all kinds of stories. It's easy to drop it. So Lord Krishna says, let senses interact with objects, but in the process, attraction and repulsion should not overpower the mind. So let the eyes see all kinds of objects, but do not let the senses overpower. Do not let the mind overpower. It should not overpower the mind. What that means, completely getting lost in the scene, completely getting lost from the understanding of who you are. That's what it means. So one seeker asked his guru, so how do I move in the world in this understanding? So the guru said, have you ever seen a child going for a shopping, a parent taking the child to a shopping mall or a toy shop? The child would be looking everywhere and running around, exploring new toys and, asking about it and getting excited about it. But how would the parent look? Parent is not, he's not excited. Parent is like, okay, are you done? So that kind of attitude, just doing whatever is needed. That's all. That is how a sadhaka, a seeker, should move around in this world when it comes to senses. So let senses interact with objects, but in the process, attraction and repulsion should not overpower the mind. Attraction and repulsion means raga and dvesha, these two psychological tendencies of the mind. Two psychological tendencies. Everything for you see, mind would go with either attraction or repulsion. Attraction or repulsion. So be watchful. Watch these tendencies, and do not let these tendencies overpower the mind. So when a parent is in the toy shop, does the parent get excited about, oh, what a beautiful truck it is, oh my god, and how colorful it is, and or how fast it goes, or nothing. That parent is just looking at the child, and once the shopping is done, parent is he would just go and pay for whatever toy that child took, and he just walks away. Nothing is overpowering his mind. At the same time, look at the child's mind. It's everywhere, going around. He would be crying because he couldn't have more than one toy, or he couldn't have everything in the store. So mind is all over the place. So people who does not have spiritual knowledge or understanding about the mind, that's how they react to the sensual objects. So Guru says, be like that parent who takes his child to a toy shop. So as to sukha dukkha, be even-minded to raga dveshas too. So be even-minded. This even-mindedness, equanimity, practicing equanimity is very important in spiritual path. So sukha dukkha, for these, it's like a contrast. Sukha and dukkha, they alternate, they take turns in life. And we cannot expect happiness to be there forever, and we all know that. We have all been through a lot, so we all know how to be even-minded when it comes to sukha and dukkha. Don't get too excited when something happens, or don't get too sad about something that doesn't go too well, and be even-minded to raga and dvesha. Raga and dvesha means likes and dislikes. So whatever comes in our life, it will pass. Happiness, sadness, it will pass. It has to pass. So what is the big deal of just holding on to it? Not a big deal. So sensory interactions can bring dukkha or sukha alone. Why then foster undue attraction or repulsion at all? When moderation and evenness adorn the mind, it will generate peace, which the mind cherishes and yearns to preserve. So when we practice, this is the Lord Krishna is talking about the benefits of practicing equanimity, even-mindedness. So when we move around in this world with this understanding that our mind has a tendency to be attracted or to be repulsive on the things that we see and the sounds that we hear. We want to hear. Mind wants to hear lots of praises. So all these tendencies, when we are mindful about it, it cannot touch us. So in order to do that, what do we need? There should be a basic understanding about what truth is. There is only the formless awareness here. It is aware of all our experiences. You are already that. And this form is only a small aspect of this life. So, and it says, when you do this, when you practice this, prasadam adhigachate. Prasadam means peace. It's peacefulness with that contentment. It's a feeling of contentment more than peace. And prasade, and our next sloka says, prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasyopajayate. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasyopajayate. Prasanna chetaso hyashu buddhir paryavadishtade. In such contentment and peace, dissolution of all sorrows takes place. For one with a peaceful mind, the intelligence soon becomes steady. So, peace of the mind has the power of destroying all sorrows and torments. Agitations and conflicts become extinct with inner peace. Remember Arjuna's confession. My senses are being scorched by overwhelming grief. He wanted Krishna to cool him down. See how well Krishna fulfills his needs. Through interactional sublimity dawns peace, which dissolves all grief, torments, and turbulence. The intelligence will no more be shaken by anything, as Arjuna's was on seeing Bhishma and Drona heading Duryodhana's huge army. Arjuna became very weak inwardly because he was seeing his great grandfather and his guru Drona in the battlefield, and he was very sad about the thought that he has to fight them. The discussion here is about sthita prajna and sthita dhi. How well does it fulfill the primary needs of Arjuna, namely cooling his anguish and making him steady-minded? Mind's peace has the quality of making the intelligence stable and poised. So Krishna says, prasade sarva dukkhanam hanihi. So when you practice even-mindedness, when you practice this equanimity, life becomes peaceful, as simple as that. So when life becomes peaceful, you are well equipped with facing the challenges that life is bringing up in front of you. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanihi. Prasanna chetaso hyashu buddhihi paryavadishtade. Prasanna chetasa, even-minded, and this contentment would bring the intellect to a sharp place. Its intelligence is much more higher compared to a mind that's not peaceful. So this prasanna chetasa, a peaceful mind, would bring you to a place where you're able to see and discriminate what is good and what is not so good. So this viveka, this viveka would come to you when the mind is peaceful, and intuitive thoughts would come and help guide you on the path. So what does Krishna says? Practice equanimity. So today's practice point is this: equanimity. Whatever comes, remembering who you are and remembering the fact that the formless awareness is always here. So there's nothing to worry about, and let the senses do its job, but do not let the likes and dislikes, these tendencies of the mind overpower the mind and overpower the life. So that is the practice point for today. I hope this helps, and thank you.